Okay, good morning to all of you. And we are here back again with the topic of the class of machine learning. So, in the last class, we have talked and discussed on the topic of machine learning. And with context of the machine learning, with the continuation of the part of machine learning, there is a part in this topic in the sub part of the machine learning we can talk about, that is neural network or ANN, that we can talk about here, that is neural network or ANN. So the full form of ANN, we all know that artificial neural network. The name was known to all of you as we have studied it in our previous semester also. But the point is not that. So we need to learn again this particular term, the ANN, that is artificial neural network. So this ANN or the artificial neural network, the idea is achieved from the subject of biology, where the neurons, dendrons, these are the things we have studied. So the term, this artificial neural network, we have gathered, the idea was invented or taken from the part of the biology, that our biological neurons, biological neural networks, that is connected with the structure of the human brain. So in a human brain, what are the parts? That is, first one we can talk about, that is neurons, right? These neurons in the human part all are connected with each other. All the neurons are connected with each other, right? Then after the neurons, there are some dendrons that is also present, right? Then axon, synapses, these are present in our biological neural network part. So this similar to that in ANN, this network also have neurons that are interconnected with each other. What is more here, that is the connections are created at various levels of network. The interconnection of the ANN, that artificial neurons, are connected in various layers of the network. These neurons in ANN, these neurons in ANN, it is known as nodes. It is known as nodes. So we can say that nodes are interconnected with each other at various level of the network, at various levels of the networks, right? As an example, right? So if we are looking at how the part of the biological neurons of synapses, axon, cell nucleus, dendrite, these are the parts. If we represented that as a artificial neural network part, then we can consider it, right, as a diagram we are talking about. Suppose this is my neuron, right? This is my Y as an output. Now there are some inputs needed. Suppose my inputs are X1, X2, X3, right? So these are my inputs. So if we draw or interconnected all the things, These are my input x1, x2, x3. These all are the inputs. X1, x2, x3, all are the inputs, right? And every inputs are interconnected with means the present, and it is interconnected with the respective to neurons. And neurons is after summation of all the things, that is put it as the y as an output. Okay, so every input from x1 to x2 dot x3, then there can be severals, right? Up to dot dot we can say xn. This every input have a weightage value. Every input have a weightage value. So this weightage value can be measured as, suppose for x1 this is w1, suppose for x2 this is w2, suppose for x3 this is w3. So all the weightages are calculated and sum up to the neuron part. Means these are the inputs, that is responses putting into the neurons, and after summation of all the inputs and the neurons, we can have an output of y. So if we try to find a relation between this biological neural network and artificial neural network, we can say that the dendrites as an input. So we can term as dendrites as an input, right? Then we can term as this cell nucleus as nodes, cell nucleus as nodes. Then we can term up as synapse as weights. So we can term up synapses as weights. As weights, right? Then we can sum up the axon as an output. We can sum up the axon as an output. So this is the biological neural network that is represented in artificial neural network. So dendrites can be considered as inputs, cell nucleus can be considered as nodes, synapses can be considered as weights, and axon as an output, right? This ANN, this artificial neural network, in the field of, we can talk about this artificial intelligence, this is the part of artificial intelligence to catch up the intelligence of the human brain. So that from this particular part, the concept of robots, robotics, artificial robots that can perform at a level up to the humans comes up. So this is a evolved technology with a similar kind of machines that can work just like a human, that can perform just like a human. But what is the basic difference in it? That in robots or in this human intelligence part, that robotics, the information or responses was first set up. Means if some, it is a limitation that these things can work up to this particular much. So there is a limitation. So self think or evaluation of self thinking as human can do, these robots cannot do till now. But it is also in the process, so that where a human or a robot can think it from itself, can self learn and can do the things from itself, right? So this much up to our technology have actually get evolved, so that a robot can also do like a human, a robot can also work like a human and be a competitor to a human, right? So this, in the part of this architecture of this ANN or artificial neural network, the diagram we have, I have drawn here, it looks like very simple, right? Only some input layer, only some weightage, one neurons and the output. But in practical field, it is not so much easy thing. It is not so much easy thing. This layer, first the term, there is an input layer. So if I consider that this part is my input layer. So this is my part of input layer, right? And just a minute. Suppose this part is my output layer. Now, in between this input layer And up to this particular part, the output layer, input layer and output layer, where the calculation of neurons comes, that the weightage and the calculation of the neurons comes here, there are thing that is present, that is called hidden layers. In this hidden layers, all the calculation, all the things work, and then we are getting our output in the output layer. So we can say that this is thing that as input layer, it is part, and then it goes on the hidden layer, and then the work, most of the work, and almost 95% works done in the hidden layer, and in the output layer we are getting just the output. So input layer is just providing the inputs with respect to the weights, hidden layer is doing all the things, and then we are getting our total result in the output layer. We are getting all the things in our output layer. So there are three layers basically: input layer, hidden layers, and the output layers. But the hidden layer is the most effective things, where many things are many layers. We don't know how much layer is needed to complete this particular process. One problem can be fixed within 1 or 2 layers, but for many much complex things, it can be more than 10, 11, or up to n number of layers is present. So how the thing is calculated, how the thing is done here? Simple equation of the particular thing is that, first let me write the formula. Summation of Wi, okay, Wi into Xi, it's totally in the bracket, plus B, Wi into Xi plus B with respect to I starting from 1 up to n. This is the basic formula for the calculation. That calculation is done in the particular neuron part, as in getting an output. That is why we can say that is y equal to, this is our formula, that is summation of I equal to 1 up to n Wi into Xi plus D. So this I equal to 1 to n, this is our value, this is the limit part. Wi is the weight, Wi is the weight, Xi is the input value. So Xi is our input value, Wi is our weightage value. And what is this particular B? What is this particular B? This B is stand as bias. This B is stand as bias. So bias value it is, so Wi into Xi plus B, that is the bias value. This B is considered as the bias value. So this is the totally function, or the mathematical equation of the function of the ANN, that is helping us to create or calculate the value for the output. Now we are talking about this ANN. So why we need to study this artificial neural network? What is the importance of this ANN? What is the advantage of ANN? That is, if we are talking about the advantages of ANN one by one, just let me clear this thing first. Advantages of ANN. What are the advantages of ANN we can talk about? First one is the parallel processing capability. Parallel processing capability means that in ANN, the value, whatever the value from the coming from the inputs and the weightages, we are calculating. So similar to like that, it can perform more than one task simultaneously. So as a robot, if we just consider a system, a PC, it can do many tasks simultaneously. It can perform more than one task simultaneously. So that is the parallel processing capability that is included, or that is a feature or the advantage of ANN, parallel processing capability, right? Next, storing data on the entire network. Next, that is storing data in the entire network. Storing data into the entire network means whatever the things, whatever the programming goes on, we are trying to store the data in a totally whole network, in the total part of whole network, storing the data in the whole part of the network. Third one, we can talk about that capability of work with incomplete knowledge. Capability of work with incomplete knowledge, right? Means we can say that after a particular input value and the weightages value, if the things are not right, if the output as per is not expected, what we are expecting, if the output is not as per that expectation, then it has a self process to adjust all the things, adjust all the value, and predicting the totally or getting a result up to the expected value. So capability to work with incomplete knowledge, capability of work with incomplete knowledge. This is another advantage of uh, artificial neural network. So we can train we can actually train the model with an inadequate data as an output where we need to produce some output. So here, if any data is missed or how much data we have, or so one thing is needed, that it is the output of the model depends on how much volume of data we are training on the model. The number of the volume of the data, the trained data set volume is much higher, so the output is expected is much positive, much perfect, right? So the data, but we cannot say that up to this particular data we can train, because trained data set can be up to infinity. So we cannot particular set a limit for the trained data set, right? For these are the advantages we can talk about in our neural network. So similar to advantages, everything has a disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages that we also need to know? So what is the disadvantages of neural network? So what are the disadvantages? First disadvantage we can talk about that there is no particular guideline for determining the structure. Means we cannot assure a proper network structure. So one disadvantage we can talk about here, assurance of proper network structure, assurance of proper network structure, right? So disadvantage of ANN, that there is no proper network structure we can talk about. Every network structure needs to set by the experience, trial and error method. We are going to experiment, we are going to trial, we are going to check, and whether if it is error, then we are going to try some new sort of network, right? Then second one, unrecognized behavior of the network. That testing solution it does not provide that how and the thing. So that says trust issues on the network. There is a particular part on unrecognized behavior of the network. There is hardware dependencies also, that we cannot run this particular programming language or particular this ANN in a low level devices, low end devices. High level end devices is required. So hardware dependencies is required here. Because why it is? Because we are trying to fetch the system as many as data as possible. How many, if the number is too much, then we can have a good result. So that's why this is a part of hardware dependency is there. The duration, okay, of the network is also unknown. Means how much time it will take to produce the good result, it is not also known. So every time, suppose today I am achieving a result of 90%, right? We are trying, we are achieving the result of the 90%. Maybe tomorrow, fetching some more data, it is giving us the result of 91%. So the duration of the network, how much the network is taking time to produce a good result, it is also unknown us, right? So these are the disadvantages, but still beside of these disadvantages, this ANN is a very huge impact in the market in the current trending technologies, right? So as I already showed you people in the part of the diagram, that are input layer, output layer, and the hidden layer. What happened? Just if you remember the diagram, we are having some input values with respect to some weightage values to the input layer, and in between the input and output layer, there are some hidden layers that are interconnected with each other and working, right? So suppose if I draw it again, suppose input layer, now drawing the whole diagram, just trying to explain a most part, that is hidden layer, and in the part of this output layer. Suppose in between this input and hidden output layer, the hidden layer, there are several n number of hidden layers are present. Okay, so suppose there are several hidden layers are present. Okay, suppose this is a hidden part layer, this is a hidden part layer, and all the things are interconnected with each other. Okay, there are several, suppose input part that is interconnected with each other, right? So these are the connections where several layers are connected with each other, and we can talk about these particular things. These are the scenarios by which we can talk. So suppose this is a complex scenario. Now, what happened is there that the input signals are working with each other with respect to Xij, Wij. So these are Ij connection, and weightages are daily. These weightages are used to solve a specific problem, right? So each of the inputs is multiplied by its corresponding weights. So every connection have a corresponding weight. So as the formula we have seen there, that is the summation of Xij, I equal to 1 to n, summation of Xij into Wij plus B. So Wi into Xi plus B actually. So summation, main part is that summation of Wi plus Xi. So calculation is calculated here for every summation of Wi and Xi is done here. Now these have the input signals that is going from this particular part. Now after first iteration, so every one part we can call it an iteration or the loop. For first iteration, we are not getting the expected result. So what happened? This is called as the input signal. This is known as the input signal. So if the value is not up to the mark, is not, we are not getting the proper value, then a signal is sent back to its input layer. This signal is known as the error signal. This signal is known as the error signal. So what happened when an error signal comes back again to the scenario? The weightages of the inputs gets adjusted. The weightages of the input gets adjusted so that again it can go for the check. Then we can have a good output. So the weight, what we have in our hand, the input is fixed. Here in ANN, the input we are getting, it is fixed. What we can change is the weight of the value with the weightages of each every node. So the every for each and every node we can actually adjust it and calculate our weightage value. I have in this regard in our previous semester we have done I have shown you people some calculation of the logical units, XOR, OR, and this type of how to calculate, how to represent it and or into our artificial neural network, right? So we have done this particular thing. So this is called the error signal by which we can adjust our weightages. We can find, we can go for the weightages value and try to fix it, right? Now there are types of artificial neural network. The types of artificial neural network is there. Basically, there are two types of artificial neural network. So the types of artificial neural network, there are two types. One is feedback ANN. One is feedback ANN and second one is feed forward ANN. One is feedback ANN, second one is feed forward ANN. These are the two types basically in general for our artificial neural network. So feedback ANN, what is happening in feedback ANN, that the output returns into the network for the best result. So the feedback means is the error signal is again feed back to the input part and the weightages is gets adjusted. This is the feedback ANN. And feed forward is that by network comprising the input layer and the output layer and the layers of neurons, the assessment is done. The network can be adjusted for much higher. If layers are needed, that will be included. This is the part of feed forward ANN. The patterns or the figures can be evaluated. So in feedback, that only the error signals gets come and the weightages. We need to calculate the weightages. We need to adjust the weightages. But in feed forward, we can have a part to calculate or adjust the layers also. If needed, we can put some more layers. If needed, we can reduce the layers also. So these are the two parts of the artificial neural network actually. And we have some particular problems with respect to that. That is called perceptrons. We have learned this thing. We have heard the terms in our previous semester also. There is a term that is called perceptron, right? These perceptrons is the unit of ANN system we can talk about. We can term this perceptron as the ANN unit. So what happened is the part in perceptron. So what I need to draw a figure, right? First I need to draw a figure so that it can understand by all. Just give me a minute. Okay. So if I try to draw the things, suppose x1 is my input value, x2 is my input value, and up to similar to that, xn is my input value, right? And we have a summation function here. Okay, we have a function, activation function here, and we have one more threshold function value is presented here. Okay, this is another particular threshold function value is presented here, right? And here we have a output of y. Now, if I connect all the things first, okay, this is connected. Suppose this is also connected. This is also connected. This is my output part. Okay. Now, these are connected. In between, there are several actually options are present up to x.n. We can talk about, and this is feeding the value. This is feeding the output. And if for each x1, suppose there is a value of w1, for here w2, and up to that here we can say wn. Okay, so these are the values or and weightages calculation have done. The summation function is there. Formula again, I equal to 0 to n up to wi xi. So here in this particular part, we can have the value of summation of wi into xi. That is summation of wi xi I equal to 0 to n. Okay, that part is calculated here. And there is a threshold function as per the value that is feeded here. So there are two limitations. If the value is higher, means the positive side, then it will have a good output. If the minus, if it is a negative value, then it is otherwise. Okay, so we can put it that if the summation of x1 to dot dot up to xn, so we can calculate that x1 comma x2 comma dot up to xn. So this is my input, and every input have a weightages. Now how to calculate that? So the value, there are two parts. Okay, suppose the value is 1. How it is 1? If the multiplication of each of the values, that is w0 plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2, means according to the formula, if all the values have a calculative value of greater than 0, then we can say the value is 1, then we can say the value is 1. And if not, what is another part? The value is resulted will be as -1. The value is resulted will be -1 if the value is less than 0. If the value is less than 0. So these are the two probabilities or the possibilities here present through the calculation of that. If it is the value +1, if the summation of wi xy means w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3 up to the particular part greater than 0, then we have a value of 1, and if not, then we have a value of -1. So here each wi is the real value constant, means the weightage is value constant, that determines the contribution with respect to the input, that is our xi. So x1 with respect to have an input value, and weightages have a w1. So these are connected. So w1 plus w1 into x1 plus w2 into x2 plus w3 into x3 up to dot wn xn, whatever the value are. And if the values, if the calculation values is greater than 0, then we are considering it as the value of 1. If it is not, we are considering it as -1. This is the part, is a very simple concept of perceptron we can talk about. This is a very simple concept of perceptron, a much simple concept in general. This is in general concept of perceptron we can talk about, right? So up to this particular part we are going to talk today. So if anyone have any doubt, they can tell me or ask me. This is the simple concept of perceptron here that we have drawn. We have actually trying to understand that how the thing is done. In the upcoming classes, we are going to do it much more. We are trying to solve again our and or this type of particular problem so that it can be understandable much more, right? There are some activation functions, there are some threshold function values. So this calculation means this particular part what I am talking about, this part is actually here represented here, right? So the threshold value after this calculation or the summation part, this summation part, all the things is happening here, right, in this particular part. And then after the value, if the value is greater than 0, then from here, from this particular part, if the value is greater than 0, then the output will be redirected as +1, and if it is not, then it will be redirected as -1. So this is the total concept of a perceptron, how the things actually goes on, the simple concept of perceptron we can say, right? So anyone have any kind of doubt up to this particular part, they can tell me or ask me, because up to this we are going to talk today. Rest of the things we are going to discuss in our next class, right? There are so many things here that one by one we are going to cover the topic. right? So we are talking only first here the perceptron. There are many things that is regarding perceptron, and then there are coming MLP, that is multi-layer perceptron, SVM, that is support vector machine. These are the things that is going to be coming in the upcoming days, right? So this, up to this, we have talked, we have discussed. So anyone have any kind of things they want to say, they can tell me or ask me. Any questions, anything? If anyone have anything, by the time you people write down your names in the chat box for attendance purpose, I can see 12 students are present here. So those who are present, write down their names in the chat box for attendance purpose. Okay, so only 8 have written their name out of 12. So what are the rest of the 4 students are doing? I don't know whether they are present or not. Okay, so those who have write their names, only they are going to be marked as attendant. They are going to get their attendance. Rest will not get their attendance. Okay, so up to this particular part, we have talked, we have discussed.
क्यों सर मेरा अटेंडेंस क्यों नहीं होगा सर?
क्या हुआ?
मेरा अटेंडेंस क्यों नहीं होगा?
मैंने कब कहा तुम्हारा अटेंडेंस नहीं होगा? मैंने क्या क्या पहले तुम्हें सुनाई देता है? मैंने क्या बताया अभी?
ओह सॉरी सर.
हाँ, क्लास में रहते हो तो क्या बता रहा हूँ पहले वो सुन लो. Fine. Okay. So thank you all for joining to the session. Stay safe and take care.